Welcome to the Unlearning Room, a space to pause, get curious, and question what we've been taught. I'm Cecily May, your host, your fellow unlearner, and quiet rebel at heart, and I'm so glad you're here with me. I invite you to pull up a chair, cozy in, and let's make some room for reflection. The space is for curiosity, wonderment, and growth. Not the shiny, performative kind, but the grounded kind, the kind that starts inside of you and ripples outward. Because unlearning isn't just about what we let go of, it's about the parts of us we rediscover and who we get to become along the way. Somewhere during each of our journeys, we were taught who we needed to be to stay safe, accepted, successful, or loved. We picked up beliefs like, I have to work hard to prove I'm worthy. If I'm not productive, I'm lazy. If I speak up for myself, I am causing problems for others. My emotions are too much. I'm responsible for how others feel and behave in response to me. Sound familiar? And maybe those beliefs helped us survive in a classroom, in our families of origin, in a system that wasn't built for uniqueness and thinking outside of the box. But they don't always help us live, not authentically at least. Instead, they often keep us looking outside ourselves for approval, or minimizing our true essence so we feel more tolerable to others, or maybe even fearing a stranger's judgment of us. Unlearning, on the other hand, is the process of gently untangling those beliefs. It's not about ignoring or rejecting everything we've known. It's about making space for what feels more true now, more honest, more aligned, more like internal liberation. And the truth is, unlearning can feel disorienting at first. The biggest belief many of us carry is that comfort equals safety. But really, comfort keeps us stagnant and rigid as the world around us expands. Discomfort, on the other hand, is the space that allows us to evolve, though it can feel really scary or threatening when we don't have the practice of regulating and growing through it. Now, I'm not suggesting that growth requires us to suffer, but it does come with some internal growing pains. And if discomfort raises alarms in your system, that makes sense. Change pushes us past our current bounds. It stretches us as we make space for the new. It can shake up our relationships, our routines, even our sense of self. But that's not failure. It's healing. It's coming back home to yourself. Because unlearning isn't just discarding old patterns or beliefs that no longer serve us. It's weaving in compassionate curiosity as we learn to be with the parts of us that relied on those beliefs to feel safe. And in doing so, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves, which in turn creates space for something bigger than we might have once believed possible. Let's pause here for a moment. And I encourage you to ask yourself, what's something I've outgrown, but still cling to out of habit or fear? Now, you don't have to fix it. Just notice and see if you can give it permission to be with you without overwhelming you. Awareness is the first step of unlearning. For me right now, as I reflect on this question, the belief that comes up is belonging is safe. As an adoptee, this belief began before I even took my first breath. There's deep sadness in that, and healing too, because I'm learning that belonging isn't the only way to feel valued, that not belonging can also guide me toward a life aligned with who I truly am. In the past, the more I've tried to dismiss or minimize that former belief, the louder it became, seeping into my core sense of self. But now, when I hold space for it, give it permission to be with me. Remind myself that I am no longer that young, vulnerable version of myself. The once overpowering sense of fear melts away. and the belief starts to soften. Not disappear, but soften enough. And that's unlearning in a nutshell, because with the beliefs that no longer serve us, it's being with them one at a time, offering patience, understanding, and compassion without rejecting or minimizing the feelings attached. This is what creates space for new perspectives, proactive and solution-focused mindsets, lives built from intention. And this is just the beginning. This is the first episode, the first conversation, and we're already getting curious. If you're still here, still listening, thank you. There's something meaningful about choosing to press play on a podcast like this. And I want you to know, it won't always be this introspective. Some episodes will be tender, yes. Others might feel more playful, practical, or even a little spicy. That's the beauty of unlearning. It shows up everywhere and in everything. So whether you're raising a child, healing your inner child, or simply ready to live with more intention, I'm honored you're here. And I'm glad we're doing this together. Each week we'll peel back a different layer, slowly, gently, because this kind of growth doesn't happen all at once. It happens in moments like this, when we pause, reflect, and begin to remember we're allowed to do things differently. We'll explore what it means to unlearn in our parenting, our relationships, and our inherited beliefs. We'll talk about shame, accountability, conflict, connection, and the quiet courage it takes to do things differently. You won't find perfect answers here, but you will find permission to question, to reflect, to shift, to come home to the parts of you that got buried under all the noise. Thanks for stepping into the Unlearning Room with me. I've really enjoyed our time together. If something stirred in you today, titrate it slowly or bring it to conversation. That's where the unlearning begins. New episodes drop weekly. Hit subscribe to stay connected. You can also find me on Instagram at the Unlearning Room Podcast or visit CecilyMay.com. Until next time, stay curious and stay kind to the parts of you still learning.